यार मैं हूं आपका होस्ट और दोस्त अशोक राज। और इस वक्त मैं श्रीलंका के कोलंबो में हूं और आज हम चर्चा करेंगे श्रीलंका के एक चर्चित चेहरे पॉलिटिशियंस जिन्होंने अपना नाम खुद कमाया, और ये बात करेंगे कि श्रीलंका इन 2 वर्षों में कितना बदला है। I was here during the economic crisis and covered widely. Now we can talk about how this country is growing under the new regime. Now we have with us Mr. Patali, and we can discuss about the growth of the Sri Lanka. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Nice
so
to
much.
see you again.
Yes, it's a gap of 2 years,
Yes.
but there is a 2-3 questions. But I will start about the Sri Lanka chapter. I need to ask you that India is mourned, the world is mourned on the barbaric attack of terrorists in Sri Lanka, Pahalgam. What's your comment on that, sir?
Actually, we condemn these terrorist attacks. I saw various media outlets there in India. They are worried about the how Western media is reporting this. They are just called it militants, gunmen, and all these things. But it is purely a terrorist attack against the innocent people there in Kashmir. So we condemn it, and we hope that now there is kind of a diplomatic things the India is enforcing against Pakistan, and Pakistan is also having retaliatory reactions against India. We hope that no military conflict between these two giant neighbors. That's what we hope genuinely.
So in India, the demand is to retaliate, to give justice to the victim family, and India need to retaliate when it's a matter of time. Do you think it's a right way to neutralize those who are enemies of the country?
Yeah, it's the Indian, that Defense Ministry's task now to neutralize the threats imposed by these kind of terrorists and other people. It is their right duty. But conflict between these two states, like in 1965 and 1971, I think it will affect us as well, because these two countries are very close to us, and if they are also nuclear powers, and global powers are also behind these things. Russia is there, the US is there, and China is here, and we are a little bit scared to see that kind of split like what happened in Ukraine, right? And we are a little bit worried about this, and we hope that the Pakistani leaders and the Indian leaders under Prime Minister Modi can resolve these things in a diplomatic way, and maybe the militarily, because these people are not adhered to the prevailing law, no, that they must be neutralized.
My final question to you in the related to the attack, do you think, and your voice is to Pakistan also to act against terrorism, because Pakistan is a sponsored state for the terrorism in the region?
Actually, the Pakistan 1980s, they were the richest country in this region, but unfortunately, because of this terrorism and the fundamentalist ideology, created kind of a atmosphere there in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and economically they are very weak because of this. Unless otherwise, they would be flourished, as a big power. So I think the Pakistani people, especially the ruling party and other parties, must take kind of a steps to address these fundamentalist issues, like in Malaysia, like in Indonesia. They are bigger than, especially the Indonesia is bigger than Pakistan in population wise, but now they are an economic powerhouse. So why can't Pakistan becoming economic powerhouse? In order to do that, they must address these fundamentalist issues, fundamentalism. I mean the Islamic fundamentalism and jihadist things. What happened in Bangladesh, we are also worried, because of after Hasina's thing, the Bangladeshis also now moving towards this jihadist fundamentalism. So we are worried about these things, because Bangladesh is having kind of economic progress during the last decades, but everything will be that finished if you gave way to these kind of fundamentalist jihadist people.
Okay. So my another question to you regarding the growing Sri Lanka. How you see the difference in 2022 and now in 2025? Because it's a 2 years long gap. The government is working here in the city and in the country. What is the difference have you seen as of now?
Actually, this is kind of a transition period, and after the collapse in March 2022, we defaulted our foreign debt repayment, and now we have actually restructured our debts, bilateral debts, multilateral debts, and the huge problem there in the ISB, that is international sovereign bonds. That means we borrowed from the international markets. Now we have actually now restructured all these things, but after 2028 we have to repay both local, rupee debts as well as dollar debts in a big way. So we have to somehow grow, unless otherwise in 2028 we will be having same problems what happened in 2022. But we actually don't see kind of a growing things to address these issues, but politically, that is the economic front, it is somewhat stabilized then after the restructuring of the foreign debts and the local debts. But the political thing is drastic changes happen, because almost all the traditional parties were decimated during the presidential election and aftermath of the parliamentary election. So the new power, the Marxist JVP came to power, and now they have actually changed their ideology, but not in the public, but practically they are simply adhering to the policies of the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe, and also keep promises to the IMF as well. But now the world has changed after Trump came to power. Right. The liberalization and also the globalization is over after his declaration of tariff war, and also his attack on secularism, genderism, right. And also he is focusing to attack the China and other global powers. So everything has been changed. It's a paradigm shift. So we hope that our government and our people also somewhat adjust to the new situation, because after liberalization in 1977, this global phenomena till Trump came to power this time, the 2-0, Trump 2-0, the similar things happen. But now it has been changed. It is there in India, everywhere. It has been, that affected. Right. So I think we should also change our tactics, our political things, as well as our trade tactics, and also we should have a new trajectory to address global trade and other problems.
The way we have seen the collapse, the confidence of the Sri Lankan societies and the people with that government during the economic crisis, you think the confidence has built up?
Actually, people simply rejected all the traditional parties, and you know that 20% of our population now living abroad, right? Remittances are the main foreign income right here. Sure. And also the social media is now dominating the political sphere as well. It's a kind of a new phenomena. The elite politics is now over. So new politics has recently emerged. So I think opposition...
Who can speak about the people's voice?
Yes. And also, that opposition to this new government should also adhere to this new situation, new context that is being created after the economic collapse and the political transformation because of this economic collapse.
Sir, we have seen the closeness between two countries, India and Sri Lanka, and recently the Prime Minister Modi has visited this country. Do you think these two governments is doing for the betterment of the societies, and what is your expectations from the India?
Actually, the Indian attitude towards our country, we have ups and downs because we are a very small country compared to India, but we have our own language, our own culture, and a unique, social status compared to India. Some kind of invasions happen, and some kind of cultural, that like Buddhism, like Hinduism, right? Cultural gift coming from India. During Mrs. Gandhi's times, because of our foreign policy, JRJ's foreign policy, he leaned towards the Western countries, especially USA. And Mrs. Gandhi, she helped the separatist movement, and it's a disastrous one for Sri Lanka. 30 years long terrorist problem, over 100,000 people being killed, 200 billion US dollars lost in economic values. Right. It's not my estimate, it's Mr. Krishna Menon's his book Choices.
Are you referring the book?
Yes, referring the book. Okay. It's a 200 billion.
Right.
Our total debt to foreign powers is 37. Right? 200 billion lost because of this separatist war, and 100,000 people. So, and also the Indian army here, IPKF, over 1,000 people were killed. Soldiers were killed. Even Mr. Rajiv Gandhi also been assassinated in because of these people. So I think after BJP came to power, they focused on the whole country. The Congress problem was that they only focus on the Tamil question and Tamil problem. Right. But Sri Lanka, it's Sinhalese, Muslims, Tamils, all three ethnic groups living here. Yes. So the BJP's attitude is, we welcome this attitude because they think Sri Lanka as a whole.
True.
Right.
As a country.
As a country.
Right.
And we welcome Prime Minister Modi's thing, but unfortunately, the recent agreements, 7 agreements signed with the India, our government, they don't reveal it to the public. So a lot of suspicion again. So I think it must be transparent and giving it to the people what we are going to do with India. Unless otherwise, that various forces are there, international forces are there. Right. So they may exploit the situation. So we ask Indian government to ask our government to reveal these things, because our government media spokesperson clearly telling that India doesn't want to reveal this content of this agreement. That's why we are not revealing it to the public.
It's
undemocratic.
It is a statement from your government?
Yeah, yes, our government spokesperson. He's in his cabinet briefing, he told to the media that that's the reason.
Okay. So I'm talking about that, this government and this country is aggressively pushing the tourism businesses. The tourism businesses grow in the country. How you see this international trade as well as the tourism is coming in the country?
Actually, we should change our strategy. Like in Bhutan, over tourism may happen. Right? That may create a lot of problems. Right? Low income, low spending tourists are not welcome here. Right? We need to have a high-end tourists, and high-end, they spend more, no? Unless you can have millions here, right. But nothing happened. Only the drug mafia and also the prostitution rings and things like that may prop up. So we wanted to have a high-end tourism, like in Bhutan. So because we have biodiversity, we have some cultural diversity, we have some geological diversity. Right. Very beautiful beaches, and also national parks, and also weather patterns being changed within 3 hours time.
Right.
Everywhere you can see green, no, that so it's a big place, a very valuable place, the tourism hotspot here in Sri Lanka. But unfortunately, if you allow everyone to come, right, that may create harm rather than advantage to the Sri Lankan economy. Now it's booming, but we must not rely on tourism, because when something happens, the terrorist attack,
Right.
the pandemic like COVID, everything will collapse.
Right.
So we need to, I think, improve the service export.
Okay.
Service export would be the key to address our dollar scarcity.
Are you talking about the
IT businesses, the
international
transportation.
trade or something?
Yes, international trade. We are merchandise trades as well. No, the tea, rubber, coconut, and also the apparel and all that, species and all that. But we need to promote the other areas,
Right.
like transport businesses, IT businesses, startups,
Ports.
ports, airports, a lot of things. Now it's progressing, but the pace is very slow. We have to accelerate that process.
In the region, the nearby region and the neighboring regions, people wants to visit Maldives for the beaches, as well as the Sri Lanka. You told just like that there is a beautiful beaches here, but do you think that this government needs to contact with the several governments regarding to build ecosystems, especially for the tourism, and high-end tourists should come and invest here and feel here as a country?
Yes, definitely. You know that when some people, Indian tourists, are visiting here, they need to have Indian food and everything. No? So the hospitality business there in India should be here, right? When some European tourists or Japanese or Chinese people here, we should cater them, no, with their culture, their food patterns and everything. So I think that infrastructure also should be built upon while addressing all these needs of the tourist.
I have a few questions related to India, and I want to ask you for our viewers that what you want, India. What is the favorite Bollywood actor for you?
It's a very difficult question, because I can't remember the
Are you aware of the cinema and Bollywood?
very little.
Okay.
Uh,
So you don't know the name, anyone?
no, I know the names.
Yeah. Who is your favorite then?
And we say like the Rani Mukherjee.
Okay. So the favorite one. And you know that Sri Lankan born actress in Bollywood is doing great, Jacqueline Fernandez.
Yes, I know her. Yes.
Yeah. And what politicians you like the most?
Maybe the Prime Minister himself, and maybe Shashi Tharoor,
Okay.
Jairam Ramesh.
Okay.
Uh,
And what food, Indian food you like?
Appam,
Oh. And how many times you visited India?
several times.
And what is the recent one?
It's good, and I first visited India in 90s, and I saw a lot of development, especially the urbanization in Delhi and other areas. But I think you should, take cautions, very much cautious about this development, because in Bangalore I saw that a lot of water scarcity.
Right.
That may happen to Delhi as well, and also the construction boom. We are also,
Concrete jungle, we stopped to make a concrete
no, that's okay. But in Sri Lanka from 2005 to 2015, the Mahinda Rajapaksa regime was riding kind of a construction boom with foreign aids and high interest, these things. Like in India, I am a little bit scared that construction boom that is happening in India may have its own limits. So we have to be very careful about when you are doing these kind of things. What happened in Sri Lanka, what happened in Turkey may happen in India as well.
My final question to you. If you have a message to the Indian citizens, what's your message to them?
We are culturally very connected. We are a friendly country, and we have to forget and forgive all these happenings in 1980s, 1990s, and also the Indian citizens must look Sri Lanka as a whole, not as a particular community, because we all culturally, genetically connected. For example, the Sinhalese ethnic group, they are more, I think, over 50% of the genes coming from West Bengal.
Right.
Right? So we are genetically connected, we are culturally connected, and before this melancholic effect of 12,000 years ago, we are a single geographical, piece. So we have to be very friendly relations with India, and Indian citizens must look Sri Lanka as a whole. In cricket, now we are exchanging our people and doing this. Like that, we have to do our trade, we have to do our cultural things and all these things in a friendly manner.
Which cricketer do you like in India?
Rahul Dravid.
So, finally, going to sum up, and I'll ask you, do you think that Sri Lanka is a country where India can invest and do a businesses?
Definitely. But I think I prefer the private sector rather than the government sector. Government sector is very slow, but private sector is okay.
So they are welcome in
Definitely.
Okay, and the startup is also there is
because they have their own technological know-how and also the money, enough money to invest things here in Sri Lanka. We need kind of a things to be done rather than talking, rather than negotiating things. The Indian government agencies are not geared up to that level.
Okay, thank you so much sir talking to us. So ये थे जो जिन्होंने श्रीलंका के पॉलिटिक्स में अपनी सेवाएं दी हैं एज अ मिनिस्टर. जैसा इन्होंने बताया, ये पहले पर्यावरण मिनिस्टर थे जब इंडिया में कांग्रेस की राज थी, और उस समय जयराम रमेश थे. तो दो देशों के बीच में ये दो देश बहुत कुछ साझा करते थे, और अब इन्होंने अपनी एक पार्टी बना ली है और ये इलेक्शंस लड़ते हैं, और इन्होंने बहुत सेवाएं दी है और ज़मीनी स्तर पर काम कर रहे हैं. उम्मीद करते हैं कि इनकी पार्टी आगे बढ़े और श्रीलंका की सेवा करे. हम और जानकारियां इनसे लेंगे. इन्होंने बेबाकी से सारी चीज़ें कही हैं, और उम्मीद है कि इंडिया और श्रीलंका के रिश्ते और मजबूत होंगे. नमस्कार.